When you read the Puritans, it's almost overwhelming. And this is one of the biggest criticisms of the Puritans. But the Puritans, you would see, all right, here's the text, revelation, interpretation, application. Revelation. The revelation is not the man saying, I have a dream, I have an idea, I have a strategy. It's, I have a text. And so the revelation would be the text from God, a text of Scripture. Next would be interpretation. That is, I have a faithful exegesis of the text. This is what God means by the text. Now, real quick pause here. That's very different than a lot of modern evangelical Bible studies. Because what do you do in a modern evangelical Bible study? You sit in a circle, and you might have a text from Scripture. That's a good start. And then what you often will hear is you go around, take turns, and say, what does it mean to you? At which point the response should be, it doesn't matter. I don't care what it means to you. Oh, it means that to you? Great. And I think that's a good pastoral candor to have. You know, I think that is love for the sheep. Sometimes the sheep need to hear. No, it doesn't matter what it means to you. The late, great R.C. Sproul, he said this, and I think it's profound and true and well said. He said that any given text of Scripture only ever has one true interpretation. Now, here's the next part. And yet, that same passage of Scripture with only one true interpretation does in fact have virtually limitless applications. And this is what you would see of the Puritans. The Puritans would say in their preaching and their writing and everything that they did in their public ministry, they would say revelation, text. Interpretation, the one faithful exegesis of the text, that is what God intends to say through this particular passage of Scripture. Then application, and it would always be plural, applications. You read, for instance, you read Thomas Watson. Read some of his old sermons, and you'll see if it's 50 pages long, it'll be text, half a page, interpretation, 20 pages, and then applications, 30 pages. And he would say, Charles Spurgeon is another example. A sower went out to sow. One of his famous sermons where he's dealing with the four soils, and he doesn't even get past that phrase. A sower went out to sow. Okay, what are the different soils, and what does Jesus say is he doesn't even get there. It's just a sower went out to sow, and it's a whole sermon just on that phrase. And what does it mean to go out? And what is a sower? And what is it to sow? And it's not just interpretation, it's application, practical.